Welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how I just avoided the correction of the market today, and instead of losing maybe 5 to 10% like normal correction, depends on how focused your portfolio is. Instead of losing, my account was up 31,000 US dollars. And why is that? What did I do 2 weeks ago? During the last 2 weeks. I will show you right now. Clear that I don't normally time the market. That's not what I do. I don't try to time the market and sell at high and or swing trade and buy it low. I don't do that because I do know that it's risky to try to time the market, because you might end up losing the big gain like one of these days. Okay, it was hard to take for the drop, but the game was also very rewarding. So I'm almost 100% in my portfolio going all in. And sometimes I might have a hedge. Like earlier this year, I would play a little bit TVIX to kind of hedge my position of my long position. And when I sell off my TVIX, because sometimes with the big correction, I would be up 100% or even more in a day, then I can sell it off and use the money to buy the stock that I've always wanted and buy the dip. So that's my strategy usually. And this time, how I avoided my this correction was really by refocusing my portfolio. And I did a little analysis during the last 2 weeks, and I summarized my 2020 strategy versus my strategy going on for 2021. So my strategy in 2020 has gave me a very good reward so far. In 9 months, since March to December, my account has been up more than 300%. So I'm very happy about this gain. And that's why I want to do a little bit summary of my strategy in 2020. So, and because of the COVID crash, that's why half of my portfolio went to recovery. So in March and April, when a lot of people were very fearful and do a lot of panic selling, I bought a lot of recovery stocks. For example, I bought Boeing at $99. I bought United Airlines at $23, and then I bought Royal Caribbean at $23 something. I don't remember, but I bought half of my position in recovery stocks, including cruise, airline, restaurants, retail, and also I have bought Boeing in March at 90 something dollars, and then I sold recently at around $220. And also I bought Dave and Buster. I bought it. I didn't buy at the lowest point, unfortunately. I bought around $11 and $13 after, and then I sold at $30. And I bought also the Cheesecake Factory at $20, and recently sold it off around 38, 39, something like that. And also I have bought United Airline. I bought a few airline and cruise line, including United Airlines at around $23, and then I sold recently at around 43, 44. And then I also bought Royal Caribbean at $23, and then sold it at $80. So these are some of the examples I can give you, and the crazy ones would be the CNK. So this one I bought actually recently in November at around $7.8, and then it rose up to 17, almost $18 I sold at. So it was a very good gain of 180%. I'm not sure. And then also Northstorm. This one was also a very big gain in a very short time. I bought at 12 in November also, and then it rose up to $30 when I sold it. Actually, I sold my last position of Northstorm today. So that was my strategy for half of on the recovery stock. And for the second half, I would put it on a lot of growth stocks that I found at that time, very cheap. For example, I got NEO at $3, and I got Jumia at $4, but I sold Jumia already at 20 something dollars, which I was really happy about already, because it was already 5x my money. And the reason I sold it is because I did not plan to hold Jumia for long in the first place anyways, because I just didn't have the faith in it as much as I believe in NIO, for example. I didn't plan to buy it and hold it for long anyways. It was a short-term investment. And I also bought Pinterest. Let me see if I can show you. Pinterest was a very good stock to buy. I bought at $15 around, I think I bought it on the beginning of April, around 15. And then I sold it recently at 71. I bought it again at 35. And then I sold all my position last week. I also bought Upwork, which is around this time at around $15. And then I sold it all last week at $39. So kind of avoided this a little bit adjustment here. And I also bought, which I like and still holding, would be Planet 13. I think a lot of you might have known already. It's an MJ stock, and I started to buy in at $1.5, and then I bought in along the way to average up to 2.7 average price, and I'm still holding it as long term. And what I also bought is Square and Lemonade, but I need to tell you that I already sold off my Square and Lemonade stock. Not that I don't think it's a great company, but it already has gone up so much. And for now, I don't have a strong belief in it yet. Even though so many YouTubers cover it and believe it's gonna be it's gonna keep on growing like we have seen in 2020. I kind of don't see the speed being that strong anymore because it did grow a lot in 2020, and I think it's gonna slow down in the upcoming year or so. So I sold it off because right now what I'm looking for, it's more of the next 5x, 10x, or just 2x, 3x kind of opportunity for me. And I would let go the stocks that I think I'm very happy with the gain already, and start to reevaluate my strategy, my position, and start things fresh. Strategy in 2020, and as you see, a lot of the stocks I bought kind of already gave me 100 to 200 or even more percent of gain, so I'm quite happy with it. And right now I need to think, is that gonna be the same strategy I'm gonna do in 2021? And the answer is no. I just don't think I can simply be a no-brainer and just copy what I did in 2020 and just do the same thing in 2021 and expect the same amount of gain. I don't think so. My strategy is always to buy in when it's low and before everybody know or everybody start to talk about it. This is my safety zone. I like to buy in stock heavy when I feel it's a safety zone, and I don't like chasing. I don't like to buy in stocks after they have rise up so much. I would feel anxiety, and I would feel like whenever there is a correction happening, I might end up cutting loss. I don't know. So that's why I usually like to buy in stocks when it's early stage. And right now, I think a lot of the stocks that I share with you, they are not at the early stage of a rise already. They might be in the middle. They might peak for a short term. I mean, they might slow down their growth from now on. 21 strategy is gonna be half in rising industry. So in here, I need to make a note that it's baby stage. I would like to put my portfolio in baby stages company or business or industries, because for example, if it's EV industry, I would like to find out more about the EV related industry that it's more undiscovered yet. So that's my strategy for half. And then for my second half, I'm gonna put it in the emerging markets. And right now, we all know that China, South Asia, and South America and Africa, these kind of emerging market is looking very interesting. And my focus here in 2021 would be mainly in China. Yes, some of you might be really surprised because recently there has been so much negative news going on about Chinese company being delisted and so on and so on. You hear all these news kind of almost once every few days. So a lot of people are kind of scared and try to be away from the Chinese stocks right now. For example, on the day of the Alibaba selling off, a lot of the other Chinese stocks were selling off at the same time, and people are panicking for sure. So if the sentiment is so negative towards Chinese stocks, why do I invest half of my portfolio in Chinese market. That sounds crazy, maybe, but hear me out. I think right now, a lot of Chinese stocks in the US market are actually very undervalued, especially with the hype and FOMO maybe going on in 2020. There are so many US companies that are maybe overvalued somewhat. And it's just so hard to find cheap company or undervalued companies in the US market. But Chinese stocks are a lot beaten down because of the politic issue, because of the news once in a while, because of the fraud issue here and there. You hear a lot of this kind of negative news or sentiment towards it, and that's when I think that there is opportunity, because people are scared of the Chinese stocks. And you need to notice, what you need to notice is that even though there are so many negative news on the Chinese stocks, they did not even drop much. For example, you can see that it has been up and down, and yeah, today it broke out. But during all this time, you can see that a lot of people were commenting on Chinese stocks, and NIO did not crash. It crashed a little bit. I mean, it did a healthy correction, and then it bounced back up and down. And if it's really as bad as what we think that we need to be fear from, then why did the stock not drop deeper in this time period? Who do you think have sold it, and who do you think have bought it? The answer to me is very obvious. There are a lot of panic sale going on, so a lot of retail investors sold, and a lot of institutions just buy. I'll give you another example. Tencent. So you can see that every time it dipped, it would quickly go back up. And it's because of the news also, that people are scared. People will think that all these Chinese companies would be delisted. What happened to my money? Oh my God, maybe I should stay away. Maybe I should sell all my Chinese stocks. I think this is what they want, okay? I think this is what they want us to believe right now. And I think there are some stocks already growing very well in 2020, like such as Pinduoduo, PDD, that you can see this nice gain in such a short period of time, and such as NIO and a few other EV plays. They grew very well this year. But I think this is only the very, very beginning of Chinese stocks. I think 2021, starting from 2021, you can see a lot of Chinese stocks rising. And of course, the good companies, stay away from the bad Chinese companies for sure. And I will share my list of what I think is good later on. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will share more of this good. That's why I'm not really worried, as long as I can find good companies that are beaten down and did not start the rise in 2020. I feel safe. I feel safe that it's going to do its job to stay listed in the US. I don't think the US would find it interesting to move more capital to the Hong Kong market or Shanghai market. So I don't think it's the best interest for both countries. So I feel very safe to invest my money in Chinese stocks, even half of it. So I have shown you what I have sold in the past few weeks, and right now let me show you what I bought that made me safe from the crash. And you can see that the stock has been up and down, and always buffering around the bottom. So I bought in a few times, around $12 to $11. I feel this is a very comfortable and safe zone for me to buy. And that's why I have been putting money in it almost every 1 or 2 weeks. I would put money in it. It's kind of a way for me to take profit from some of the big gain stocks and not leave cash, because I always feel cash is risky. You would miss out of the opportunity, and the depreciation of cash might be faster than the market gain. So that's why I always don't leave cash on the side. What I do is I take profit from the high stock and I put it in the low stock that I would feel safe. And this company, I did a lot of research and study about it, and I might do a video to talk about the potential of it later, to let you know whether you would decide to put an investment on this company. And yeah, I feel very safe with this. That's why, but at the same time, I don't know when it's going to break out, when it's going to grow and start to its rising journey. So that's why I won't put all my money in it all at once. I would slowly put my money in it every week or every other week. But funny enough that today it actually did a little bit jump. I don't know if it's a real breakout or a false breakout, but if it can go back up above the 200 moving day average, I think and stay solid up there, I think it's a good it's a good looking picture for me. Another thing I bought, want to show you, is that I also bought in this stock because it's so low. It's so low at the bottom, and you can see a few times it's tried to make a W bottom and go back up, because it has been only dropping since the IPO. And I happened to also research about this company a long time ago, and I like this company, and I like the potential. And you can see here, it tried to do a little bit breakout, but because of the Alibaba news, it caused another fall, and then it went back up ever since. It does look like it has a strong support here, and I do like the company, and I plan to go along with it. And I started to build my position on this company recently at around $20 to $21. Average, it's 20 something, 20.8 or 9 something. And right now my strategy is I would keep building it whenever it drops. I really hope it can drop lower so I can buy more. Right now I only have 1,000 shares of it, and I really want to buy more because I can see so much potential of it. I'm gonna do a video about this later. And then I also happen to bought the famous Bingo, because it was a funny story at that time. On that day, it was last Tuesday, I wanted to buy a biotech company. At first, I wanted to buy the PacB, which is the kind of the key player in the biotech, the DNA sequencing field. And I suddenly run into this news saying that this company can do better, more accuracy on their result with cheaper price, with less than $500. And I thought this is such a massive improvement that I just have to invest in it. And at that moment, it was up, I believe, 50 something percent on that day. So of course it looks scary, it looks like FOMO, and you would feel cautious whether you should put your money in it. But the market was closing in 2 minutes, so I had to jump in before the market closed, because I think a lot of people still didn't know about it yet. So it will keep growing in the aftermarket. So I just bought it without any doubt right away. And then the next day I woke up and it already went up really high into 2 point something, and I basically just every time it dipped a little bit around 2, I would just buy more. So right now I have about 6,000 shares with an average of around 1.8 or 1.9, something like that. So I believe that DNA sequencing, DNA mapping, DNA editing would be the future, because it's just not a want for human being. It's a hardcore, it's a demand that everybody wants, everybody need. Just, sorry, not want, need. Need and want are very different. Everybody would need this in the future. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is the future. The risk is always that whenever there's a new company coming up out of nowhere saying that they have a better technology and revolutionizing the previous company, there's always risk in biotech, but I'm willing to take the risk. Right now, I'm having a good gain on it, and I know I kind of expected to have a big correction coming along the way, but I don't mind it. I don't mind the roller coaster. I mean, QS was a really big roller coaster too, and I didn't panic sell, so I'm not gonna panic sell this time. If it's dropped to even the $3 to $5, I might consider buying more. Maybe not 5, but maybe around $3 or something, and I might consider buying more, because this is my comfort zone, my comfort price. Otherwise, I'm happy with the position I have already. It's grown quite large. I think it's grown to 5% of my portfolio already. All of my picks that I bought recently didn't drop with the market today, and in fact it held quite strong. It had I think it had good support down there, and one of the stock even tried to broke out or have a good increase of 7%. So I'm quite happy with it. So today my account went really well, and I hope that my strategy for 2021 is gonna continue to give me this upward momentum for my portfolio from 2020, the year. I was very happy about the gain. So I hope this momentum can continue with good finding and good companies in the future. And I will talk more in detail about the companies I'm buying right now, and I would share more videos about them in the future, because not a lot of people are talking about them right now, and I believe there are some good potential, and I would like to show it to you more, so you can do your own thinking and analysis on your own strategy on 2021. For today, guys, thank you so much for listening and for viewing And if you have watched until this point, I think you should really call yourself a real thinker. I would give you a call. And that's it for today. I hope you can subscribe to my channel, give me a like, or even leave a comment down below and let me know if you are interested to know more about the company I just shared. And let me know what kind of information you would like to hear more about, if you would be interested into knowing my portfolio right now. So please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much.